So do you have any drugs in here? Hello, this is Rotate's Local TCG. I'm coming at you live from my room with COVID. I'm doing deck profile because we need a video. So I'm doing Flamme-Glam deck profile. Actually, wait a second, I just realized I don't have my ride line out. Give me a second. Alright, we back. I got my ride line. I forgot it was inside of my deck box. Anyway, don't worry, I'm double gloves, double masked. I am completely fine. I can do this. Just imagine I'm like a VTuber, you know? I'm not sick. I just gloved up so you can't tell what my hands look like. Ooh. Me VTuber. Insert VTuber intro here. Let's go with ride line, you know? It's Flamme-Glam ride line. You kind of need this for Flamme-Glam. Well, the 1 and 2, if you find any other reason to play something else, you can. But the 1 and 2 ride line is so good for this deck. It provides such a good rush. So your grade 1 when you ride a grade 2 calls out the 0 and 1, and then they go into soul at the end of the turn. Gives you a very free rush, especially if you're going first against any sort of deck. You know, you can just call the grade 1 by itself, get any sort of booster for the grade 0, and you go bop bop, and then put them in soul in the turn, and they have to take a Vanguard so they can't CB deny you for your turn 3 turn. And your grade 2 is all very nice. It's draw 2, choose 1 card, put it at the bottom of the deck. So you just get to draw 2, or no, I drew my OT anyway, bottom of deck it go, or if you draw too many pieces, you can put one of your pieces back, because this deck wants to see its pieces in rotation. So that's also something else you can do with that. I should also probably go over the grade 3 as well, so you know. Grade 3 swing, if you have 2 other names with Flamme-Glam in it, you just get to rewrite the 0 for CB1, and the 0 scales off of how much damage you and your opponent both have. Very cool deck. People seem to forget about the whole you get power buffs on the thing. Next we'll go on to the grade 3 option that isn't Vyrgilla, and that is ladder. You play ladder because it lets you just keep your rares around, especially against Shiranui matchup, of course, you know. Good matchup. But also it gives 5k buff to both your first Vanguard swing on the grade 3 and also 5k buff on the grade 0 swing as well. So it's just nice for that as well. It makes that grade 0, even in the worst case scenario where you're on 1 damage and the opponent has no damage, hit for 13. So you know, pretty nice just to use. And also it gives you 1 extra soul and draw, because you do like to use soul a fair bit in this deck. So yeah, that is the grade 3. Next we have, you know, 3 more Vyrgilla now, the Persona Ride. That's all it's here for. You can't actually even use it to fulfill the different name condition, because it has to have different names from the fan card. So yeah, that's all it's in there for. Wow, who would have guessed? Anyway, for the other names, we are of course running 3 of both of the grade 2 and 1 in the ride line. The grade 2 and the grade 1 both have very strong abilities for what is really forced to be ran, so I'm very thankful for that. The grade 1, the yellow one, you get to retire her and countercharge 1, so she goes into drop, which is very useful, because, you know, it stops the opponent from maybe trying to bind it on field or do anything kind of funky with it, which you wouldn't want them to do. And it just gives you CC as well, which is very nice, and I like countercharge in decks that aren't on here. And then also you have Ferte Anaconda. So she's also kind of banger. She's Soul Lost 1, retire, and you choose one of your opponent's regards and retire it. Again, a very nice ability. People don't expect the retire from Lyrical, because, you know, we've had 4 Lyrical sets, 1 Festival collection, and 2 DZBT02 sets, and we finally got the first Lyrical card that actually retires, so people keep forgetting that happens. And we also run 2 Blue Courier in the main deck as well. This is so we can achieve that condition of 2 other names on Flamme-Glam a lot easier, because you might be out of all your grade 1s or grade 2s, or you might not want to use them at that point. You could just get the Blue Courier, put it behind your Vanguard, and that way you just have a nice 6k booster that's always applying an extra number to your Vanguard for the condition. So yeah, that's the other names you're running. It's just another additional 8 names. If you don't want to play 2, you can play 1. That is completely fine. I just play 2 because if it goes to damage, I'm not completely stuffed if that's the case. So, you know, first we have the 4 PGs Val. Who would have expected that? The Bow. That's gone. And the next is probably one of the best cards in the set, and one of the best cards they've designed for a deck like this in quite a while, and that is Dive to Blue, Lycaris. Insane card. Also, when your Vanguard attacks, CB1, bot deck a Flamme-Glam from your drop back to bottom of the deck, and then draw 1, and then for the rest of the turn, your Flamme-Glam units all get 5k power. It's applied to you, the player, and not the Vanguard itself. So that means if you swing with your grade 3 Vyrgilla first, let me get it out. If you swing with your grade 3 Vyrgilla first, use this effect to bot deck. That means Vyrgilla is getting plus 5k from it, and that means when you rewrite into Blue Kriya is also getting 5k from it, and also your Flamme-Glam readers, which are applying the additional names to get onto Blue Kriya in the first place, also get additional 5, making it a very nice way to get some buffs in the deck. So very epic. We have 4 Precia. I don't know what else you want me to really say. Precia is Precia. She do be what she do be doing. She's just good energy cycler. She also has the additional value of on Persona Ride turns. If you want to push, you can use her on place ability to give 5k to the Vanguard or 5k to something else and get that thing back at the end of turn. So, you know, very nice. Do be careful of using too many of her though, because this deck can go to deck out if you do it like that. But if it be that way, it be that way. Next, we also run 2 Francette, whatever, the French pink woman. She's used meant to be for crit stream, but generic enough effect of when she attacks, you know, if you have 3 or more different named units, including herself, get 5k, 4 or more, you get to bounce something at the end of battle. So it's very nice because what you can do is at the end of her battle, you can bounce, for example, anything you use to push on a grade 2 turn. You can bounce any of your Flamme-Glam units to make sure they can't retire them by effect, to make sure you have Flamme-Glams in rotation for the next turn. You can use it to bounce your Lycaris to make sure they don't get rid of that, so you can keep your power. And you can also use it to bounce some of the other cards I'm about to show you to continue either searching for the Flamme-Glam cards. Also, you can just use that card to guard and get Flamme-Glams back into rotation. So let's start on with my favorite card in the deck, which is Person. She is indeed a type of person. I like her a lot. What she does is when she's put on Guardian, bot deck Flamme-Glam, and you get 10k shield for that battle. I like 15k shield. She also recycles all your Flamme-Glams back. Very good, very epic. I like this type of design. Me like. That's all to say with Person though, because she's just a person. Next we have Amdulaka. This woman, I hate her with a passion because I somehow either have the worst days where I miss every single time, or the best days where I'll call her and I'll hit every single time. Anyway, what she does, just continuous, no matter what day of the week, no matter what time, no matter if it's a full moon or, I don't know, the sun's exploded, as long as your Flamme-Glam as long as your Vanguard is a Flamme-Glam unit, she get boost. So she get 10k boost. Very epic. And then also, when she's placed, you look at top 3 cards of your deck, and you get to add 1 Flamme-Glam from among them into your hand. There's no restriction on the grade, so you can call your Blue Kriya, you can call your Jorna, you can call your Fur, and you can call your Vyrgilla. So you can choose all 4 of the Flamme-Glams you currently have, and add all 4 of them to hand. The worst part about it really is that she does bot deck the things she sees. That's not really an issue because you do have Vyrgilla who shuffles the deck. So in a normal situation where you do have this in your hand on grade 3, you do want to use this first. That way when you inevitably say you bot deck a trigger or something, you can use Vyrgilla, call something out, and then get a trigger out. And then get the triggers back into rotation after shuffling. That way, you're not out of triggers. The worst part of calling her is probably in the early game where she can just make you miss on triggers, which it do be how it be. That's Vanguard. So we have Blue OT, just one of arguably best OTs. Very good card. You could really make a reason to run like Red OT. I don't see any reason to run Lurker OT though, because your rear guards are hitting good enough numbers to begin with, and you want your Vanguard to have all the numbers to, hit and have the crit pressure. So yeah. Next we also run, of course, natural 4 heals. Holy shit, that's crazy. Ain't no way, bro, we running that 4 heal lineup. And then also we run, you guys ain't ready for this. We run the 8 critical trigger lineup. Oh my lord. It's like 7 consoles, don't cam, cat cam. But yeah, we have 8 critical triggers as well. And if you do want to be optimal, Of course, run 4 effect crits as well. That does happen a lot with this deck, especially if you do get the unfortunate Prism matchup, so you can chuck those crit triggers into Soul and make sure that you keep your grade 0 at all costs. And then also for the last card we are running for triggers, we are running 3 fronts. I think fronts and draws are both very valid picks for this deck. In my opinion, I like fronts more because when you're doing your first drive checks, getting that front makes those front and rear guards hit especially bigger. And if you do miss like arrest, I'd much rather have that front than I would much rather have the draw, because the front is giving 2 swings 10k as opposed to the draw giving 1 thing 10k and maybe not even getting me that like arrest. So yeah, I run fronts. I like the shield value. I like the 10k front row. But if you like draws, you like draws, and you can run draws as well. Because I think this deck doesn't really have too much of a preference on what type of trigger you're running. But yeah, that deck, it's kind of simple really in my opinion. Just, key things to look out for, of course. You do want to try and always make sure in your mulligan that you have one other Flamme-Glam unit. If you don't have another Flamme-Glam unit in your mulligan, you are risking having no restand on turn 3, which is extremely vital, as this deck's strongest turns is its rush turns, being able to attack from grade 1, grade 2, and the first grade 3 turn. If you can't monopolize on those, you are setting yourself back a lot. So try to always make sure to keep a balance of a Flamme-Glam name in hand that isn't Vyrgilla, and also have some sort of ability to rush at minimum on your grade 2 turn. So of course, the best card to do that with is your Ambushiers and also your Francet. These 2 are the best to do that with, as well as, Lycaris. Funny thing with Lycaris is that if you want to, and you have the CB on turn 2 and a Flamme-Glam in drop, you can use her effect on turn 2. It's just funnily allowed that way, because all she cares is a Flamme-Glam Vanguard attacked, not if it was grade 3 or not. So if you want to go crazy and use her ability going first on turn 2, and just watch your opponent on their little AK guy get smacked by a 23k Vanguard, 21k rear guard, and a 23k rear guard. It's kind of funny into then doing a very strong grade 3 turn. So you could do that as well. But yeah, these 3 are very important, and then if you're good enough at the game, you want to open one of these 2 as well. That way you do have the Flamme-Glam. And typically for Vyrgilla's search a grade 2 or less Flamme-Glam skill, you do want to be adding the copy of the band members, which you do not already have. So if you have the Furt, you want to be searching the Journer. If you have the Journer, you want to be searching the Furt. If you have both, I recommend searching the Blue Crew and putting it in the back row. That way you're set up to make sure that you will consistently have your Flamme-Glam units ready in rotation to get the restands off. Otherwise, if you're in need of more CC, make sure to use Journer. If you have more annoying rear guards you need to retire, make sure you have Furt. But that's really all there is for the deck. We do have a video of this we uploaded this week as well. Go check that out. Hopefully this video links you to that as well. Bye bye.